All right. So as you can see from this screen, it's been a pretty exciting year. These are some pictures from some of our events. The it's been honestly, it's been the best year ever. So we've had the highest participation we've ever seen, the most events we've ever seen, and then for those of you who are newer, I just want to take a minute to level set on what the OpExChange actually is. At its core, OpExChange is a community of manufacturers and distributors across South Carolina that who come together to network, share best practices, and learn from one another. It actually started 24 years ago as the Lean Alliance with the sole purpose of helping manufacturers learn from their peers and strengthening manufacturing and competitiveness across the state. I've personally been a member of this group for 18 years, and I've been leading it for the past 5 years. And I truly believe in our mission and have personally benefited from it, both in my organizations and personally. In 2019, we rebranded it as the OpExChange because it had become much bigger than just lean manufacturing alone. Today, our three pillars are leadership, advanced manufacturing, and of course, lean manufacturing. But really, if you're doing something to improve your operation and are willing to share it, it belongs here. So just a quick housekeeping note, I am recording this session and I'll make it available afterwards, but I would ask that everyone just keep their microphones muted while I'm talking. That said, this is meant to be informal. So just like most OpExChange events, if you have a question or a comment, feel free to jump in and speak up. I won't see it in the chat window, so you will need to speak up in order to interrupt me. And just remember, OpExChange is a sales-free environment. We absolutely encourage relationships and B2B collaboration, but it's against our rules to reach out to one another solely for sales purposes. So here's what we're going to cover today, and I promise it won't take the full hour. We'll look at our growth over the last year, some important portal changes that are happening this week, a recap of 2025, what's coming in 2026, a quick board update, and then we'll wrap up with the fun part, the engagement awards. So this year we added 40 new member sites, which is huge. So on the map, you can see where those new members are located. Greenville, Richland, and Charleston counties saw the most growth. The table shows all 40 new members, and what I love about this is the diversity. It's we've got people join, any companies joining, and producing F-16 fighter jets to automotive suppliers to nonprofit organizations doing contract work. So big, small, all industries. That's exactly what we want in this OpExChange. This slide shows all the OpExChange sites by county and by region, and you can see the upstate still has the largest concentration. That's where it began 24 years ago. But you notice the PDLC region has moved into second place, thanks to growth we've seen in the Low Country, particularly Charleston County. So this chart shows our growth by year. And you can see that from 2010 to 2020, things were relatively flat. That was during the Lean Alliance years. In 2019, we rebranded to the OpExChange and formed a statewide advisory board. Then in late 2021, the board set a strat plan goal for us to reach 250 member sites by the end of 2026. Now, at that time, I felt like that was a huge stretch goal. Didn't know that we could reach that, but you can see that based on our growth, it's clear within our reach. So by this time next year, I expect to be at that 250 mark. This slide just breaks it down by tenure. And the main point here is I want to show that we've got sites that have been here a long time. We've got 7 diamond members with more than 20 years, 19 gold members, 24 silver members, and 31 bronze members. And then the remainder, 153 sites, anywhere from 0 to 4 years. So that mix of long tenured members and newer companies is a real strength of this group. So at this point, I want to talk about that important portal change that's happening over the next few days. So many of you are familiar with the OpExChange portal, and that's just a quick view of what you're seeing here. It's a major benefit of membership. It contains documentation from over 120 past events, plant visits, and webinars, and including detailed recaps, photographs. Can somebody let people in the lobby? I see there's people in the lobby. Can you all see that?
Mike, I put a note in the chat. I can't see the ability for me to let people in.
All right. I thought you could. I'll admit them. Sorry.
Mike is special.
I'm special. I don't want to be special. But all right. So so many of you are familiar with the OpExChange portal. That's what you're seeing here. Plant visits, documented, detailed recaps, photographs, videos, and shared materials from our hosting sites. It's a library of knowledge that is available to each member company. So that the change is this portal is now being combined with the primary OpExChange website at opexchange.com. So it makes it much simpler, but there's also some added benefits to it.
And James will get mad at this. The way this flows today, James.
Can somebody please mute? So this change is going to happen on December 18th, which I think is Thursday. And it's the big change here is that, again, we're combining the OpExChange with the OpExChange website. So everything's now in one place. It's easier to find, easier to use. To log into your personalized portal, just click on the member portal in the upper right corner. And there are a lot of benefits I think you'll really like. First, the access is much more flexible. There are no limits on users from your site, so anyone can access the full repository of events from the past 5 years.
That's a struggle.
Could someone please mute? I hear some people talk in the background. I can't see who it is.
Yeah, it's Dennis Baker and Frank Krasnowski.
Dennis and Frank, can you mute your phones? Thank you. Appreciate that. So if you're already getting my emails, you're all set. If you're on my distribution, I've uploaded that list, and you now have an account on this portal. All you'll need to do is just log in and reset your password. And new users, they can easily request access directly from the site. They just click on a link, and then they request access. The registrations and downloads are more convenient. You don't need to be logged in to register for events, and we'll soon have a dedicated page on there with frequent downloads that you can download what you need even faster. The search is much improved as well, including the ability to search inside event content. That's something many of you have been asking for, and of course, you still can download the full member directory with a contact at every site. I've already uploaded all 2024 and 2025 events, and I'll be working on the earlier years in Q1 of 2026, but realize it's just me behind the scenes, so I appreciate your patience as I get everything online. So now let's look back at 2025. This graphic shows all 37 events we held this year, the most we've ever done with the highest participation we've ever had. This slide zooms in on our 19 site visits and technology events. We saw some phenomenal examples of advanced manufacturing, leadership technology integrations, and lean manufacturing. I really want to thank the companies that open their doors. So hosting an event for 30 or so people in your plant for several hours takes real effort and coordination. So if you missed any of these, I highly recommend checking them out on the portal. Some of them, again, have got full videos of the entire event. This slide highlights some of the workshops and events we hosted in 2025. Our half-day workshops are really one of the biggest benefits of memberships. They're hands-on, include lunch, there's no cost, and they're designed so you can take something back to your plant immediately. We usually pick 3 topics and offer them 4 times each across the state. This year, we were lucky to have Chris Wayne, Kirsten Gallagher, and Jason Merchat leading the sessions. And I'd like to point out that none of them are compensated for this. They gave their time and expertise simply because they share that same passion we have for making South Carolina manufacturing even stronger. So the workshops this year, change management with Chris Wayne, focusing on the human side of change, identifying and eliminating waste with Kirsten Gallagher, also known as the Kaizen Ninja. She also did some really good waste walks after some of these events with the plants. And then building a digital twin with Jason Merchat, where the participants actually built digital simulations, digital twins themselves, seeing how to explore process permutations and before buying capital. It was really a great hands-on course. A fun side note to that, shortly after Jason's last workshop in October, he contacted me and said he just accepted a position as the COO of Engineered Products in Greenville. So he is now their COO there, and they're also our newest OpExChange member. So it's great to see these connections and passions turn into real impact for our community. This slide highlights our other events. We held 5 virtual events, which includes this one, and I'll continue doing at least one per quarter, looking for things that really will be of interest to the OpExChange. Again, if you have ideas for them, send me ideas, and I'll be looking for those. So our data center panel discussion was actually the highest attended event ever. We had 146 people from 105 companies that participated in that. And I'd like to thank Shane Watley for putting that together for us. And then there was the golf tournament in Spartanburg. That's thanks to an idea from board member Scott Green. We raised nearly $30,000 for Upstate Warrior Solution. And I had a lot of fun doing it. And so Scott and the board are already planning another one for 2026. So looking ahead to 2026, I've got all Q1 events scheduled, and I'm working on Q2. We've got plant visits at Timken and Union, Harsco Rail in West Columbia, ITW Hartness in Greenville, Isringhausen in Charleston, and a 4-day event at Lido's in Ladson. So I'll be mentioning that a little bit more detail in a moment. So this slide highlights our 2026 workshops. Our first is sustainability. It's led by Kate Sagan from Gel Engineering. This is a very practical session. So Kate's going to focus on the ROI of sustainability, and we'll focus on cost reduction, resource management, and understanding Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions. So that one's on. The first one is January 6th. Still have openings for that in Charleston. The second is a great fundamental hands-on workshop with David Woods on SMED, working on reducing changeover time. Again, great 4-hour workshop, hands-on, that's going to teach those concepts. And the third workshop is on artificial intelligence. That'll be led by Cameron Duncan. So this is about real practical AI use in manufacturing. No hype, helping leaders make smart decisions and avoid bad vendor choices. So Cameron really focuses on data security as well in this. So each of these will be held 4 times throughout the year across the state. So one's hopefully close to you so that you and your team can attend. So I mentioned the Kaizen event. So we piloted this last year at FN America in Columbia, and the feedback was overwhelming. People wanted it again. Our board unanimously voted to offer it in 2026. So this one is going to be at Leidos in Ladson. They produce the personnel screening devices you see at airports. Note that there is a small fee with this. It's a $375, and I think we'll have a total of 20 people in this event. But I can tell you, there's no better way to learn lean fundamentals and standard work by hands-on implementation under the guidance of David Woods. And then I wanted to point out this event. It's already on the calendar. You can register for this. It's in April. This one isn't officially an OpExChange event, but it's very relevant to our community, and you can attend at no cost by using that discount code. We have several OpExChange members you can see here that are presenting at it. 2-day conference, and then there's also 2 plant tours, both of them at SEW Eurodrive on the April 6th, the day before the conference. And it'll start in the afternoon around 1 or 2, and it'll go till 5. 2 plant visits, one at their smart assembly factory, another one at their manufacturing facility that's just like a mile or 2 up the road. They'll bus us between the 2. And then afterwards, a social event in their showroom. So again, that's a great event just in itself. Again, no cost. The caveat is that they will, if you have the sales or business development in your title, you're not eligible for the free registration. This is meant to be, again, it's by manufacturers for manufacturers. So you can still attend, but there's a cost associated with it. And I want to give a quick shout out to the OpExChange Advisory Board. These folks, they help me a bunch. They give me guidance and direction on content and the makeup of the OpExChange and what we're doing. This year, we welcomed Dale McClellan from Timken, and Paul Cabis from Heidelberg Materials, and Mark Hoosier from FN America. A few members will be rolling off in 2026. I'll be looking for some more volunteers. And you'll see that in an upcoming newsletter. Also, one thing about this board, they are the voice of the customer. They are OpExChange members. They work at OpExChange plants, and they're also your contacts. If you have ideas, suggestions, feel free to reach out to any one of them, as well as me. And if you have any suggestions or questions. All right, so now for the fun part. We're going to recognize some of the most engaged companies and individuals with these 4 awards. So the most engaged company award. So to determine the most engaged company of the year, we review the top 10 lists from each quarter throughout the year. You'll see those during the year as I publish them in the newsletters. So here's the list of the most engaged companies for the current quarter. There's Atlas Copco in Fort Mill, Bausch & Lomb in Greenville, Bomag in Ridgeway, Brightline Extrusions in Somerville, First Quality Tissue in Anderson, Ingevity in North Charleston, and Isringhausen in Charleston. Savannah River Nuclear Solutions in Aiken, SEW Eurodrive in Spartanburg, and Transactional Manufacturing of America in Rock Hill. I'm really pleased to see the distribution across the state as well as for this engagement. So engagement is measured through participation in live events, activity on the online portal, and response to post-event surveys. The largest factor is whether your company is represented in live events rather than the total number of attendees from your organization. So if you have 10 people attend an event or one person attend an event, it counts the same. These are the top 10 for each quarter of the year. There are 29 total sites that made it into the top 10, and 9 of these were on the list for more than one quarter. So I'm excited to announce these are the top 10 most engaged companies for the year. These are presented in alphabetical order, just to keep the suspense live for one more slide. And the companies are AFL Conductor Accessories in Spartanburg, Aston Johnson in Clinton, Atlas Copco in Rock Hill, Bosch and Lomb in Greenville, Hitachi Rail in Batesburg, Leesville, Polydeck Screen in Spartanburg, Savannah River Nuclear Solutions in Aiken, SEW Eurodrive in Welford, Transaxle Manufacturing in Rock Hill, and Tuffaloy in Greenville. So if you've participated in these events during the year, these names or these companies are undoubtedly familiar to you, but one company really stood out though. And that is Atlas Copco in Rock Hill. They take the crown as our most engaged company of the year. Throughout 2025, they had 14 different team members participate in 18 events for a total of 40. And honestly, they were a company I could always count on to show up events all across the state, regardless where it was. They also hosted an outstanding plant tour in the year where they highlighted their innovative use of drones for inventory management, which is a frequent topic at some of my other events. People want to know more about that. So you can still find out more about it on our portal. We recorded the event in the portal, and they will also be presenting at MX.0 in April. They were the only company to make the top 10 every single quarter, which really says it all. So I want to say congratulations to Atlas Copco. And Scott, if anybody from your team would like to say a few words, you're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah. Hopefully you can hear me all right, Mike.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's, again, it's a testament to our people here because there's several on the call in addition to myself. But we get a lot of value out of this. I don't think that's any surprise as it is to other organizations. We greatly appreciate all your help, Mike, in organizing this. There's so many great events, and it's not just participating for the sake of participating. We learn a tremendous amount. This exchange of ideas, networking. I always try to encourage our people for best practices and what we can bring back home. There's so many fantastic companies in the state of South Carolina, so we greatly appreciate this organization, and we intend to participate even further in 2026. So appreciate the recognition, but it really goes to you and the team that organize all these events. We greatly appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much, Scott. Again, your guys, when they participate, they really participate too. They come back with ideas. So again, really enjoyed having you as part of this.
Yeah, thank you.
Next up is the Employee Development Award, which recognizes the company that best uses the OpExChange to grow and develop their people. And this year, that award goes to Hitachi Rail. So what really stood out is how quickly they embraced the OpExChange. They've just been a member for just a little over a year, and they've had 14 different people attend events. And they brought their engineering interns along. You see pictures of the interns here. And they given them real hands-on exposure to real-world experience and projects. Beyond showing up, they were also frequent users of the OpExChange portal, demonstrating a strong organization-wide commitment to learning and development. So I want to congratulate the Hitachi team, and Wes, would you like to say a few words?
Hey, Mike, sure. First of all, thank y'all for the achievement here for everyone. It's really nice to be able to get outside the plant and show some of the new technologies and everything that some of the other plants have. So, I want to express my appreciation for you for organizing these events, and then OpExChange and SCMEP for creating, that valuable platform for this collaboration all across South Carolina. But we've only been the OpExChange members for about a year, so we've been it's been incredibly rewarding for us, and getting our involvement just 2 years ago at the Greenville Expo through Gimba Systems, who was another OpExChange member as well. So thank you all the companies that hosted all the events as well. We've had lots of opportunity to visit site visits, workshops, Kaizen activities, a lot of collaboration sessions, and see some of the new innovative technologies. So we look forward to many more events in 2026 and potentially hosting ourselves probably later 2026, early 2027 once our transformation is complete. So thank you again.
Looking forward to that. That should be good. Well, thank you, Wes. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, arguably, the most prestigious award we present is the Gieselman Collaboration Award. It's named after Missy Gieselman. She was a board member and a longtime OpExChange member and collaborator. She passed away just over a year ago, right before this ceremony last year. So this award goes to the company that best embodies the spirit of giving, sharing, supporting other OpExChange members on their continuous improvement journeys. As you can see from this list, we had several strong candidates this year, and it was a tight race. Some companies even opened their doors multiple times for deeper benchmarking sessions. So honestly, I'm glad the board had to choose the winner and not me. So I'd like to thank all of you that are on this list, and even those whom I don't know about that helped one another. But the site the board selected this year to take home this prize is Phoenix Specialty Manufacturing in Bamberg. So Phoenix welcomed their a fellow family-owned manufacturer, Brightline Extrusions, and openly shared their multi-generational journey. Phoenix is a fourth-generation organization. Their successes, their challenges, the leadership lessons they learned along the way, and that honest peer-to-peer exchange gave Brightline leadership's team clarity, confidence, and a vision for what their own organization could become. And again, they continue to help them and mentor them. So Phoenix ongoing commitment to mentoring others truly reflects the spirit of the OpExChange. So for their generosity, transparency, and collaboration, we're proud to recognize Phoenix Specialty as the 2025 Gieselman Collaborator of the Year. And as a quick side note, Phoenix was also recognized nationally last year as a hero of American manufacturing. So if you haven't done so already, I encourage you to check out their story on the OpExChange portal. They host an event in July, by the way. It's genuinely heartwarming to see such a humble, people-focused organization recognized on a national stage. So congratulations to the Phoenix Special Team, and if anyone would like to say a few words, please feel free to jump in.
Hello, Mike. Thank you. This is Todd Jameson, and I have our CEO, Russell Hurst on, and he will be speaking.
Guys, we're believers in OpExChange. We're believers in SCMEP. We're all about networking and sharing and learning. So the idea that it had that much of an impact on Brightline is it's an honor and it's pretty humbling. We've got our Vice President of Operations, Mike, here, and our sales manager, Allison. At the end of the day, we're here to learn from other manufacturers and contribute to the ecosystem here in South Carolina. So Mike, thank you very much, and thanks for having us.
Thank you so much, Russell. And then our final award recognizes the individual who was the most engaged in 2025. So over the course of the year, there were 34 different people who appeared on this quarterly top 10 list, representing a wide range of companies and industries across the state. Some of them have been part of the OpExChange for many years, while others joined just within the last few months. I'll also say this, just personally, one of the most rewarding parts of this role for me is getting to know these people behind the companies. I've had the chance to build some really meaningful relationships and friendships with many of you, and that's something I truly value. But to determine the winner of this award, we use the same approach as the others, looking at event participation engagement with the portal. From that group, the top 10 individuals for this year are Brett Anderson from Hitachi Rail, Brian Paxton from Isringhausen, Craig Schukart from LJS Solution, Dennis Baker from Tuffaloy, Eric Clark from HB Fuller, Rahul Patel from Atlas Copco, Shane Watley with THS Constructors, Sean Lynch from Sulzer, Stacy Sexton from NIFCO KTW, and Wes Phibbs with Hitachi Rail. So each of you consistently showed up, participated, and contributed, and you truly represent the most engaged individuals in the OpExChange this year. So congratulations to each of you. And as impressive as this list is, there can be only one. So our most engaged individual for 2025 is Shane Watley from THS Constructors. Shane ranked near the top of our engagement list in both Q1 and Q3, and he also organized and led the virtual panel discussion on data centers in South Carolina, which turned out to be the highest attended event in OpExChange history. His company, THS Constructors, was also a key sponsor of our September golf tournament, which, by the way, his team won. I don't know if that was rigged or not, but so Shane, congratulations. And on a personal note, thank you. I truly appreciate your energy, leadership, and your stewardship for the OpExChange. So Shane, would you like to say a few words? I know he was on earlier. Oh, well, anyways, we'll move on. Again, Shane's a great guy. I'm sure you'll see him at some of our upcoming events. So I want to take a moment to sincerely congratulate all of our award winners, Phoenix Specialty, Atlas Copco, Hitachi Rail, and Shane. There are many outstanding contributors this year, but your consistent engagement, generosity, and leadership really stood out. And thank you for helping make 2025 such a strong year for the OpExChange. And finally, thank you all. Truly, thank you to each and every one of you that are participating in this group. What makes this OpExChange so great is not just the events or the programs, it's you. It's the way you support one another, share openly, and are willing to learn from each other. The growth of the OpExChange is a reflection of the strength and spirit of South Carolina manufacturing, and together we've built and are building something that's a real force to be reckoned with on a international scale. So each of you makes an impact inside your organizations and far beyond them. You influence people, culture, and outcomes, often in ways you may not even realize. So my hope is that you carry this continuous improvement mindset with you, not just at work, but into your communities, your families, and the lives you touch every day. So again, thank you all, and I will send out a reminder about the portal change. I'll probably send that on Thursday because that's when the change happens. And as a reminder, all registrations will now go through that new site. And that ends my presentation. Does anybody have any questions? Anything you want to discuss? All right. Well, thank you all. Again, it was again, I really, again, I appreciate each and every one of you, and really look forward to 2026.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you.